Hello again everyone, welcome to Keep Calm and Game. I'm Cap. This is going to be another Guns of Glory tips hints video. So reason for this video is for any of you guys who are new players and maybe even some of the people that are not so new, this is just a couple of little bits for the new events that we've got. So not the new events, but the event that we've got running at the moment. So the calendar events that they run for all of the major calendar events of the year. Some people call them 50% events, some people call them buff events, some people call them lots of different things. Essentially, it is the events that we have which mean that you can upgrade for the best value for money, really. So for those people that spend, then they get more buck for their bang. More buck for their bang? More bang for their buck. You know what I mean. And for those who don't spend, it gives them the opportunity to upgrade for very little or no money. Now, but there are a couple of things that I just felt like I needed to point out. Firstly, and most importantly, I'm going to go straight into the event. And so the big thing with these events is your castle upgrade. So a lot of people will save up resources and they'll save up their upgrades for these events because when you upgrade things, for example, today is coat of arms and curiosities. So as you upgrade them, then in this case it's lanterns, but depending on what the event is, depends on what the reward is, but it's kind of all the same. So you get rewarded for upgrading these items. So a lot of people will save those items for these events so that they can then get these rewards and then they can spend those rewards on such lovely things like these to then upgrade to whatever it is in particular that you want to upgrade. Now, why do I mention that? So I mention that because people save these to then upgrade their castle for these events because, and this is where the name the 50% event comes from, because you can see here, for example, below castle levels below 35, you can receive this 50% construction boost. Now, this is where I really wanted to make sure that people, so my number one tip for these events is read the small print. So whenever you're going to upgrade these, make sure that you know what it is that you're getting. Now let me show you what I mean by that. So on this particular one, if you click on this one, it says one-time construction bonus level 1 to 34. If your castle level, I'm not going to read it. I mean, you can read it for yourself. But the bit that I need to point out here is one-time construction, and this benefit only takes effect once. Now, why is that important? Because that is exactly what it says on the tin. I had somebody ask me this week, I'm not going to mention any names, Mard, I'm looking at you, but you select that thinking that you're getting this one. The difference is the wording. So this doesn't have one time, it's just got construction bonus levels, and it says we reduce by 50%, will expire in 5 days. So this one, you can have unlimited building for 5 days and the cost will be reduced. This one is just once. So if it was me, what I would be doing is I would probably upgrade my castle or something like that using this during the event or at the beginning of the event. And then towards the end of the event, that's when I would be using this. It's also quite handy if focusing on castle construction is your kind of main aim at this moment in time, then doing it a couple of days before the end of the event is quite good because it gives you the opportunity to also get the speed ups that you may want to help with that construction, because obviously while you've got that 50%, you want to be trying to take maximum advantage of it and increasing your building as much as possible during that event. So that would be my main bit, my main kind of thing for this video, was to make sure you read the small print and just to show you the difference between those, because as much as I would like to say that it's all Mard, I've got to be really honest with you. When I first started out in the game, I did make the exact same mistake myself. So I can't exactly sit here and say that I didn't. So I thought it's just a handy little tip. It's not the end of the world, but it's something that is really useful to know, especially if you've kind of planned what upgrades you're going to do. So let's have a look also at other things that may be of interest while we're looking at this. Something that I would suggest is just working out could you get a bit more by getting some rewards? So often what I mean by that is that if you look at the rewards that you're likely to get through upgrading, it's worth just taking a couple of minutes to work out, okay, if I was to upgrade, would it be worth my while spending my points that I've earned on what I would need here? Sorry, pointing at the screen like I think you can see that. Forget I need to use the mouse. So what do I need to get to then get that next level, if that makes sense? So for example, looking at that one there with the coat of arms, we can see that I need quite a lot more points to get to the next level, to get 80 of these lanterns in this particular instance. So if we look at the coat of arms, for me, I'm pretty sure this isn't going to be worth it. But if we were to upgrade, it's going to cost, what, 6.2 million to upgrade. So probably that's not going to be worth it. If we have a look, pretty sure we can get that in here. So you can see, if I was to max it out, I probably would get there. I'm not going to do that in this particular instance, but you can see that by upgrading, it's also worth looking. So that's going to cost me 1,400 of these to get 70 times 200,000. So to get the 6 million that I need, I'm going to have to spend a lot more than the 80 points that are the reward that I would get back for it, if that makes sense. So if right now upgrading those coat of arms was kind of my priority, then would I do it? Probably I would. But the main reason for mentioning it in this video is that sometimes those upgrades, it might, let's say that was going to cost me 90 lanterns to buy the materials I needed to then get that upgrade. Well, in my opinion, that would be worth it, because actually I'm going to get 80 back for that upgrade. So if you can upgrade by spending that amount and getting this figure over this line and getting that 80 back, then it makes sense. So really what I'm trying to say there is just, it's worth doing a little bit of maths to work it out, well, actually, how much is it actually costing me to upgrade? Because if you can upgrade and it's not going to cost you an awful lot because of what you get back, then great. Why would you not do that? So that would kind of be my next little tip for these events. The other one, the last one to leave you on, is if you don't spend much money on the game, then your best chance of getting the rewards is to firstly save up for these events. So don't upgrade, as tempting as it is, until you get to these events, because then when you upgrade you'll get these rewards. And secondly, do the daily challenges. So they seem really, really minor, but all of these daily challenges are pretty straightforward. So, you know, make 30 trade in the munitions exchange, spend 100 Lord stamina. Like, these are things that are really, really achievable and that don't cost you anything. So I would say just make sure that you do your daily challenges to get these points for, you know, not you know, it's not going to cost you anything to do that. So just make sure that you do those. And if you just do those and you just save up your few upgrades and you get a few, then that will boost you, because you will naturally get quite a lot of the things that you need to improve on, the areas that you need to improve on, just by doing those basic things. So I know if many of you are going to be experienced players and you're watching this and you probably already know a lot of that. But as I say, this was mainly for kind of people that were new to the event. Hopefully you found it useful. If nothing else, you'll not make the same mistake that I did, and Mark, wasn't just me. I'm sure we're not the only ones. There must be other people out there that did it. So if nothing else, hopefully you won't make that mistake and you can plan a little bit better than what I did. There's going to be a lot of videos coming out, particularly in the next week or so. We have lots of requests and I am getting to those, I promise you. This is the one for today, and then I will see you soon for some more. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and share. Thanks for now. Stay safe. I'll see you again soon. Thanks.